Hello, hello. Welcome to Top Shelf Backpacking. Today, Dura and I are out here on the Mirror Lake Trail on Mount Hood in Oregon. This will be my first time doing this not with snow on the ground. It is currently the beginning of June. Temps are in the 40s currently. Drizzly, should be rainy today. The goal is to hike to Mirror Lake, pitch our camps at one of the, I don't want to say there's like 5 campsites, and then have lunch. And then hike our way up to Tom, Dick, and Harry for views of at least the lake. I don't know if we'll see the mountain today just due to the cloud cover. And then we will hike back down and camp for the night. If everything is full and taken, this may become a day hike, but that's life. Figured with the weather it'd be a little not so crowded, but the parking lot's pretty darn full, but could just be day hikers, so we will see. Currently I've got 23 pounds on my back. Dura's around 22. We do have a nearly full bottle of whiskey. We've got cigars, we've got chairs, darn near glamping. We did bring the 3-man tent to share, so he's got poles and stuff there. And so we're both fairly lightweight, but we have close to 1,000 feet of elevation. I want to say it might be a titch more than that. Never gone up to Tom, Dick, and Harry because it's always been covered in snow, and I didn't want to snowshoe up the side of a hill. But the 600 feet to Mirror Lake was doable both times I've done it. So anyway, we will see you guys out here on trail.
Out of 10, nice spot.
We're about a mile in now. Finally getting some elevation. We've shed our layers, a third of a mile ago or so. Still a little hot, drizzly. Hasn't started raining yet, but there are very high chances. Just passed some day hikers who said no one was camped at the lake yet. So hopefully we can get a primo spot there. And then enjoy some lunch before we head up to Tom, Dick, and Harry. But again, if somehow they are all taken, day hike. So either way, beautiful out here, but hoping to do 6 today and 2 tomorrow. And we will continue on this seemingly all the elevation at once. Seems like we should be getting close. Not sure if I'm wet because of sweat or rain. Probably both. It's getting a little chillier. And goal here is to pitch camp, put on the rain gear, probably warm up while we make lunch. And then we'll make the 2-mile push and the extra 1,000 feet of elevation gain up to Tom, Dick, and Harry. Right now we just have the final push to hopefully camp at the lake.
I actually really like this.
Yeah. Head in probably this way maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, you got 2 flat spots. So we have arrived at the lake. No campers in sight. We've checked out a handful of sites here. We like this one the most because it's got a sweet little living room there. Nope. Over here we've got a perfect spot to pitch 3-man tent, so we will all fit. And so yeah, we'll get that pitch, make a little lunch. The rains have definitely picked up. Came down to the lake here to filter some water for lunch and top off, so when we climb Tom, Dick, and Harry, we are well hydrated. Now we'll head back to camp and get some lunch going. Alright, we got the tent up, got some lunch going here. Just enjoyed some delicious but expensive Luxfly. Got some Trail Goods coffee with some of the Bull Run 14-year-old whiskey in there. Because anytime you're about to climb a mountain, high-proof whiskey, just a real game changer. Try it if you haven't. We're going to go figure out where the bathroom should be, judging on the amount of toilet paper in a lot of the fire pits. That's where people are going, which is disgusting, so please don't do that. So I'm going to wander off into the woods here to find where that should go, just so we have a designated spot. Solid chance we are up here today, just because it is continually drizzly and cold, But once we finish up lunch here, we will pack our bags up, and I will leave the tent, but keep sleeping gear and emergency stuff just in case, and head the 2 miles up to the top of Tom, Dick, and Harry. So next time we see you, should be out on trail. Alright, we are all packed up, covered in rain gear, because it's kind of a brushy mess to get out of here. But we are going to hike down, if I can remember how to get there, and hit our trail to connect back up to Tom, Dick, and Harry, and then enjoy whatever views we get. Seems like the rain's kind of slowed down a little bit, so hopefully that is a good omen there. There is a chance it kind of stops around 5 or 6, currently 2 o'clock, so may make for a little nicer night. And with any luck, it won't be raining in the morning when we pack up. I always hate packing in the rain, even though it doesn't matter if things get wet. Just makes the chores at home a little bit easier. But here is our view of the lake from where you first come up here. Pretty sure this is where I camped way back in the day in the snow with my buddy Austin. If you haven't seen my review of the Cloud Up 3-person, this is the spot where we almost died because we were covered in snow, and apparently I don't know how ventilation works, so what I thought was elevation sickness was probably carbon monoxide poisoning. Thankfully my buddy noticed and opened things up to ventilate, and we survived. Anyway, we will start our way up for the next 2 miles and 1,000 feet up to Tom, Dick, and Harry. Just got done hailing for a few minutes. We passed some day hikers on the way down. Said you get a nice view of the clouds when you're up there. But we've got like a mile to go, so we will keep on keeping on, view or no view. And it started a snow mix now. Must really be getting up there in elevation. Still or not. But current conditions, it's fine. Everything's fine. Judging by the map, we are officially atop Tom, Dick, or Harry. Who's to say? We've got some more to go to the official, I assume this is Triple Peak. But check out these views of Mirror Lake and Mount Hood below us.
Gorgeous.
I think, maybe. Like our camp's there-ish and the mountains over there or something. Who knows? Maybe by the time we hike to the end of this turnaround, we'll have some kind of view. If not, oh well, we'll just have to come back. So we will continue on for the next roughly half mile to hit all 3 peaks here. Believe we're now atop Dick, have it all to ourselves. Seems long, but the trail was wide, which we appreciated. Next stop, Harry. All right, here we are in the cold rain atop Tom, Dick, and Harry Mountain. Behind me should be Mount Hood and Mirror Lake and like camp, but it's just clouds. So we'll have to make a return trip one of these days, but in the meantime we will hike down, see if we can get dry at all, and then climb into the tent and enjoy some warm beverages, some whiskey. So we will see you for the trek back down trail. Pretty sweeping view of the valley there. Still no Mount Hood in sight. It should be over yonder. But so far we're making pretty decent time. It leveled out slightly. Had one day hiker pass on the way up, but haven't been a ton of people out here yet. We have made it back down to the lake. We are at the cutoff for the loop around the lake, or the camps. You can now kind of sort of see Tom, Dick, and Harry up there. Thanks a lot. But since it's not pouring rain, we are going to do the loop tonight instead of in the morning, since we'll probably be cold and just ready to beat feet in the morning, knowing us. So let's hit the loop around the lake here. All right, maybe don't get on it till I'm off.
Yep. I'm not worried about like myself tripping and falling.
Just rock hopped across the stream, filled up the Canuck-Vecto here, and we will continue our loop back to camp. Now that we've nearly completed our loop, man, I think that's the view we were wanting. It's available now. Yeah, I can keep it. I'll look it up on the internet or something. But it's awesome with the lake and the mountain behind us.
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yep, real jerks, those three. Here you can kind of see that whole ridge. I assume that's Tom, Dick, and Harry and not over there, but maybe. But yeah, up there is where we hiked. Got zero view because it was all cloud cover. But now we might get some beautiful blue sky to hang out by the lake instead of being all cold and wet stuff in the tent. Fingers crossed. Made it back to the camp here. We do have some people camped kind of at the closer spot. So sadly we do have to walk right by them to get down to the water. But they're down by the water currently. Seem friendly. Anywho, we are going to get the tent actually all set up. Like pads inflated, all that fun stuff. And with any luck, we'll have some blue sky to go down lakeside and enjoy some beverages, maybe a cigar, by the lake. So I did climb into the tent to heat up the water because it started pouring as soon as I got all excited about being lakeside. But there's at least a brief reprieve here. So we've got our whiskey and apple cider, a nice little cigar here, and some pretty immaculate views. Not a bad way to spend a few minutes or hopefully a good chunk of the evening here. This is what the vestibule looks like with all the rain going. We've got our dinners and dessert rehydrating. Got some nice warm beverages, about 6:15 or so. So we will make our way fully into the tent here, get nice and warm, and hopefully have a nice easy night. Good morning. We made it through the night. Kind of an uneventful night. Spent a couple hours just hanging out in the tent. It did hail. Maybe this is some snow. Hard to tell. Currently it is 35. That's about as cold as it got last night. Nice and toasty inside, stayed mostly dry. Little water intrusion up at the head end, but nothing too wild. So got my bed put away so far, but we're going to get some breakfast rolling. And then looks like we will be packing up a wet tent and making our way out of here. So we will see you once we've eaten something and see you out on trail. Alright, got some breakfast in us. Bags are all packed up. We have picked up more trash than I would like to see, but not a ton. And we are going to make our way out to the trail for the 2 miles back to the truck. No.
Reinflate my bed, lay on the bed of the truck.
So for the first time, I think in possibly ever, I hiked up a mountain in at least my rain jacket yesterday and did not get completely soaked out. Part of it was due to the temps, I'm sure, but having lost a decent bit of weight this year probably helped too. So this morning, since it's still in the 30s and we have 600 feet of elevation to lose, we've got the beanie, the gloves, rain pants, rain jacket, all that on for warmth. If we need to shed layers, it's pretty easy to do. I have a feeling we might be looking like this when we get back to the truck. So yeah, side benefit of being a little lighter on trail, don't overheat quite as much, at least knock on wood. So yeah, felt really good yesterday and feels nice to not be absolutely frigid and wet gear to start the day. Can actually keep some layers on and I don't have to start cold.
My back was not happy this morning. It's only mildly has walking into Little Red Riding Hood's grandma's cabin.
Exactly. So far we've hiked about a mile, still got a mile to go. The sun has decided to come out, so it is warming up a little bit here. Conditions have been nice on trail, a couple day hikers going up. Hopefully they get a view of something, either the lake or the mountain, maybe both. Still fairly cloudy. And I mean, we definitely saw blue skies yesterday, but never long enough to get the good view we wanted, so we'll just have to come back sometime on a day hike. But so far continues to be a beautiful day out here on trail. So the first and final maybe quarter mile are paved, access down to a bridge, then it gets dirt from there. So now that we're back on the pave, we know we are awfully close to the trailhead.
Gonna start deep cleaning.
Yeah. We made it the 2 miles back to the truck. Things are starting to fill up a little bit parking lot wise. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful day out here for folks. For more information on Mirror Lake and Tom, Dick, and Harry Mountain, check out topshelfbackpacking.com. And until I see you again, cheers.